As you can see, I am still into physical media. I hope you are as well.
Yeah, I don't have my DVDs up here. They're all in the basement. But yeah, I have not as many as you do, but I do have quite a few.
At least some.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. So, Ruben, thanks so much for your time today. And first of all, as the movie perfectly says, some things are gone and some things are just lost and need to be found. And I was wondering, because the way how we make movies has, of course, changed in the past 100 years. And I was wondering if you do remember something specific about filmmaking that is gone, but you kind of wish it would just be lost so that people could rediscover it.
Well, I think we did a bit of that in the making of this movie. I think that the art of practical sets has perhaps been lost a bit because you can do so much with green screen or even with, like, if you look at The Mandalorian, the volume, the way they're able to have entirely CG environments around them. We took an opposite approach, which was all the sets were super practical and very old school in terms of how they were built, whether it's the catacombs or the crypt or the treasure room or the boats themselves. I mean, every detail of those environments was all real. And so when you're an actor and you're in the space, it can't help but make you feel like you're Nate and you're on that adventure and you're finding the treasure.
Right.
So we really had like an old school approach to the filmmaking, and perhaps that was something that was lost that we refound.
That's awesome. I love that. And at one point in the movie, Chloe has to make a very difficult but necessary decision in order to succeed at something specific. And I was wondering if you ever had to make a difficult but necessary decision in your career in order to make sure you succeed as an artist.
That's a great question. I wish I had a great answer for you, but I think that every movie that I've embarked upon, it's always a little daunting, and especially after having with Zombieland like a ton of success first time out the gate, and then my next movie was a big bomb. I was always a little uncertain about how you approach the material, and you have a vision for it and you just, you pour your life into it, you work on it for a year or more and just hope audiences will love it as much as you do. And sometimes that's been the case and other times not. So I think every decision to make a film for me is something I heavily weigh, and I've learned a lot through the process. And for me, finding the script of Uncharted, it wasn't a hard decision, because as soon as I read it, I just was so excited to get to make a movie of this genre. It's my absolute favorite kind of film, and they haven't made one like this in a really long time. So I felt super lucky to get to bring Uncharted to life.
Right. And what would you say? Because the whole idea about Uncharted, of course, is always about it's about discoveries, it's about solving puzzles and solving mysteries. And I was wondering, when you started off as a filmmaker, did you ever actually saw the film business or Hollywood, as one big mystery in itself that you were only able to solve the more and more time you've collected as a filmmaker?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great parallel that I've never really thought about it in those terms. But yeah, I think I started small. I started doing really low budget music videos and short films and graduated to commercials, and then eventually got to do bigger narrative projects, TV shows, and then ultimately got to make a feature film. So it's like, as I was going along the path, I kept learning different things, finding different treasures, and ultimately they would all, contribute to my education and inform my process as a director.